So we're going to move into the open forum. Persons desiring to address the Board of Trustees must fill out a speaker's card. Let's see, tonight we have the lucky number 13. Prior to the meeting, their presentation shall exceed 3 minutes, and we will have our handy-dandy clock at the top. And the board cannot deliberate on any subject that is not included on the agenda. So the first name I have is Kim Bratton.
Good evening, President Kyer and board members and Dr. Waddell. The last time Donald Elementary came before this board, you saw the concerned and disappointed faces of the parents as they spoke. You also heard one of the students who successfully exited the Reading Recovery Program. Tonight, I stand before you as the face of the Reading Recovery literacy teacher at Donald. I know you deal daily with the burdensome problems of our district's budget, but the bottom line is not just numbers on a piece of paper. The day we view students as simply a number on a page is the day we have lost our direction on our moral compass. Over the last 17 years, I have watched struggling students learn to love reading and become successful students. First grade is the grade when the foundation of reading and writing is laid. Without reading recovery, many struggling students who are at risk for failure will indeed fail, or at the very least, continue to struggle mightily for the rest of their years in LISD, or until they finally give up and drop out. You do seem to acknowledge the importance of the Reading Recovery Program, since the program has been retained in Title I schools. As far back as I can remember, there have been a number of LISD teachers go through this training class each year to become certified reading recovery teachers in this district. It makes more sense to offer the principals of non-title schools the option of having someone from their school go through this training so their campuses have reading recovery at their schools too, rather than removing a research-based program that yields results year after year. We discuss equity. How is it equitable for Title I campuses to receive this program while non-title campuses do not? Reading difficulties are not specific to an individual's socioeconomic standing. Reading recovery is a much-needed program that is vital in the teaching of reading and writing in first grade. We beseech you as a district to continue to drive instruction based on the values and principles our community feels so strongly about. Reading Recovery is a program that instills a lifelong love of reading, one child at a time. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. The next card I have is for Mariah Zapia.
Good evening. My name is Maura Zappia, otherwise known as Mo, and I am the Secretary to the Executive Director of Special Education here in Lewisville. I have been a dedicated LISD employee for 20 years. I want to start by saying that even though some may regard me as merely a paraprofessional, I am well aware of the current budget crisis, as I watch my boss work tirelessly to maintain a high standard of services with an ever-shrinking budget. As a taxpayer, I applaud the efforts being made by the district, and in particular our HR department, who are working diligently to ensure as few cuts in personnel as possible. I am also well aware that cutting the budget is painful. Having said that, I strongly disagree with the proposed change in district practice regarding accumulated vacation days as it is written today, which would punish some of the hardest working employees in the district by reaching into our pockets and taking what was already promised to us when we put off vacation with our loved ones for the sake of the district. The proposed change states that employees must resign or retire by the end of the school year if they want to receive payment as previously promised for accumulated vacation days. I am sure this will work for those professionals that are eligible for a healthy retirement package and have accepted a nice monetary incentive to retire, this year. But what about us paras that have not been offered a monetary incentive, or those that are not eligible to retire this year or in the financial position to resign? It appears that we have no choice but to allow the district to take from us what was already promised us. With all due respect, and I don't mean this to be offensive, but it just seems like I'm being bullied into resigning. I want to be clear that I do not disagree with the change moving forward. However, I strongly disagree with the notion that it is acceptable for the district to renege on its promise, thus not honoring its previously stated commitment to its hardworking employees regarding accumulated vacation days. As a compromise, I propose that the district either pay us now for the days we have accumulated or freeze those days at today's daily rate, regardless of when we exit. This option would satisfy both those of us that have worked hard and accumulated vacation days under the promise that we would receive our daily rate upon exit. It would also save the district money in the long run, and most importantly, allow the district to keep its integrity intact. If those folks who have accumulated vacation days are forced to start using them, in some cases, subs will need to be hired, costing the district more money. No cost benefit there. The proposed changes as it is currently written seems inadequate in addressing the budgetary needs it was set out to accomplish. Why not rethink this change and adopt a win-win proposal for the district and its loyal employees? Send a message to students, parents, and employees that the district values good attendance, hard work, dedication from its employees, not that it punishes them for showing up to work every day. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I have is Ms. Sherry Harris.
Good evening, Dr. Waddell and members of the board. My name is Sherry Harris, and I've been employed with LISD for over 10 years. I'm here to speak about the proposed change to the accumulated vacation practice. While I agree that this practice should be reviewed and updated, I do not agree with the district not honoring its promise and reducing the value of our accumulated vacation days if we were able to retire or resign this year. I would guess that many of the paras that have accumulated days are those that have extremely busy jobs and simply cannot get their vacation in. I, for one, could not squeeze in vacation last summer because we were so busy moving from one building to another during one of our busiest times of the year, summer. Additionally, some of the longtime paras worked a lot of overtime when the district did not have a swipe system, thus were awarded comp time and did not use their vacation days. I urge the board to please table this until it can be reviewed and to include consideration of these circumstances and to include a true grandfather clause. Additionally, I would suggest further definition, as the one proposed seems vague and leaves a lot of questions. I too would support the idea of freezing our accumulated days at the daily rate, which would still save the district money in the long run. Please do not punish me for good attendance. Please do the right thing and send a message to the community that we are a district of integrity. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next one I have is Jennifer Smith.
Hi everyone, I am here to bring that subject of reading recovery back to your head again. My children attend Donald Elementary School, and one of them is fortunate enough to learn from Mrs. Bratton with reading recovery. This is our family's first year at Donald, and our family's past experience was at Liberty Elementary School in the Wellington area of Flower Mound. Now, our family knows a lot about downsizing and budget cuts. Our family took a 50% pay cut in 2008, but it actually turned out to be the best thing that could have happened to us. We downsized from a home in Wellington to one near Donald. My 7-year-old struggles with reading. She learned to talk, walk, ride a bike, and everything, just a little bit slower than her peers. And she's now learning to read at a slower rate. At Liberty, they were not blessed with someone like Mrs. Bratton in the reading recovery program. So twice a week, Olivia would stay after school for tutoring, and that just simply exhausted her. The best hours of her day are just not after 3 p.m. When she started at Donald, her 2nd grade teacher saw her delay right away and started her in the reading recovery program with Mrs. Bratton. She's helped Olivia so much, and she's made progress every month, and Olivia is no longer falling behind. I have spoken to other parents who feel the same way I do about Mrs. Bratton. And I just feel like it's time to put our priorities in order and That's actually what makes Donald a superior school in the district. While our income as a family continues to climb back up to where it was in '07, I know that I don't want to go back to Liberty. I'm doing what is best for my kids, and I'm going to keep them at Donald. I can tell that Donald knows what's important by having programs such as Reading Recovery, while I watched Liberty be concerned with things that didn't really matter to me, like getting a scrolling digital message board out in the front of the school. I wouldn't participate in that fundraiser because I didn't think it was necessary. I also chose not to vote on raising the taxes in the school district because I wasn't sure what exactly we were going to do with those taxes. I'm all for spending money on the people, not in technology in this kind of economy. We all have to cut back. So I'll conclude with saying a message that I sent to Mrs. Bratton via email a couple weeks ago. My husband actually sells technology to schools, and it infuriates me to see the budget that the schools readily spend on the new technology when it's wonderful teachers like you that the children need. He's about to close a very large deal with a school district. It's not LISD, but my brother-in-law is a teacher there, and he's about to lose his job at the end of the school year. I would gladly trade my husband's commission to keep teachers like you and my brother-in-law in the classroom in these types of programs with my kids. Thank goodness he sells to government agencies as well, or I might just be mad all the time. Please keep the Reading Recovery program by reorganizing the budget, and I will contact my state legislators. Thank you for your time and consideration.
I'm going to try and get this name right. Mario Anon. Oh, I think it's O-N-O-N. No? Okay. From Lewisville High School basketball? Oh, okay. There he is. Welcome, sir.
Hello. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're here on the behalf of the Lewisville High School basketball team. I'm here with Mr. King, Mr. Newelly, Mr. Wright, Mr. Henry, and Mr. Tennyson. We came to lend our opinion that if y'all didn't know, Mr. Henry Thomas, our basketball coach, is retiring this year, and he's leaving with about 486 wins. In order for the program to keep going at a higher rate that it's going at, we feel as the best candidate would be Mr. Michael Thomas, who's been coaching us during the summer. And during the summer league, he helped us win this trophy right here with only 7 people in a tournament of 32 teams. And without him, a lot of us would not be playing basketball today. I wouldn't be in the National Honor Society and STUCO, and a lot of us who are involved around the community, he helps us with our community service and coaching a Special Olympics basketball team, and he provides for that. Everything he does in the summer, he does it for free out of his own pocket, and he never asks us for anything. But here to give you more information is Mr. King, who is returning next year.
How you doing? My name's Cameron King, and I'm a junior this year. I'm returning next year. I'm gonna be a senior, and I feel that Coach Michael Thomas, that he's like, he worries about winning, and that's what, like, as athletes, that's what we want to do. We want to win on the court, and he just helps us on the court and out of basketball. He teaches us that basketball is the teacher of life, so we feel that he should be one of the selections for a head coach. And that's just pretty much, like, he's just a good person. Like, he helps us all around, and it's good to have him around. Like, he knows us well, probably more than anybody, and he does stuff out of his way to come up and help us, and he's good for us. That's it. Thank you for the time.
Thank you, gentlemen. Awesome trophy. The next